Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here. Welcome back to another Thursday stream where, yes, as always, we're talking everything Transformers Earth War. So thanks for joining me, much appreciated. So what we're going to be covering in today's stream, well, obviously the big news, talking point at the minute is the bundle releases and the new features coming to the game this week. So if you're not aware, we're going to be talking a bit about that and my thought, which I kind of made public in a few chats, but we're going to be talking about it in stream regardless. We'll talk about a little new toy that I've got, reasons for it, just to add my collection. I sort of showed my collection last week, and there's certain bots in lore that I really like because of a certain reason, whether it be in the cartoons, whether it be because I've got the toy, maybe a mixture of the two. But I've got some original G1s, some big favourites of mine in the cartoons. So I've got a new toy to add to my collection. Just thought I'd show that as well. We're also talking a bit about the 5-star vote, and some people are still sort of questioning why certain people are voting a certain way, and we're talking about the repercussions of that, and will it mean what Space Ape said they mean? I don't know. We'll have a bit of talk about that, and then we're going to go through Titan Assault again, because this week I have finally beaten the level 20, yes, level 20 4-star Titan. I've actually beaten it this week, and I've got a replay for you guys that I'm going to show you exactly how I did that. I'll show you the setup that I used. And so, yeah, if you're watching the stream, you will get a head start on that, I hope. And if you're not watching the stream, then you'll either have to watch the stream or become a member, because basically the members will get this video hopefully over the next few days. I'll post it to all the members readily available. And so if you consider becoming a member, guys, you get access to all my content ready made. If you don't want to be a member, it's fine. Make sure you subscribe though, but you'll have to wait for that content at a later date. It's like an exclusive for my members. So if you are a member, then happy days, help yourself to that. But if you're here today, thanks for joining, and we'll have a look who we've actually got in the chat. So we have got Penny Lancaster, who was first, Grind Time, who was second, a couple of my long-serving members, good to see you guys. We've got Lord Avix, DDEC76, one of my newer members. I see a lot of talk about the research slot. Obviously, we'll talk about it later. We've got Fargo Spark here. We've got Carnage Macite. We've got Swoop. We've got E-Rods. My good friend Candyman. Good to see you, buddy. We've got Chris Harmon, regular as well. We've got Pete the Greek. We've got Kelvin Wilizazo. That's a hard one, I'm not going to lie. But Kelvin, good to see you, buddy. Hit me up after this. How to pronounce your name, and I'll try and remember it. So it took me like about a year to pronounce some people's names, but hey. But yes, Kelvin is a fellow G1 Asylum member. Good to see you, bud. We've got Jason Rowley as well, Master Ninja, Kristen Jones, a lot of familiar faces, Autobot Phil, obviously, Lumega. We've got Calvin as well, Hellraiser. We've got Mercenary Terror, what's up? We've got Spencer394, we've got Blade19, Ricky Lau, Michael Cooper. We've got Omega, how's it going? We've got KP, a new of my members. A new member of mine. That makes more sense. Good to see you as well, buddy. Tony B and Stefan Gomez. Good to see you too as well. Cool. Good to see you in the stream. As a new member as well. Greetings. Cool. Good to see everyone. If I've missed anyone out, apologies. Skipping through, hit me up and I'll try and give you a shout out. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Cool. So yeah, what's been happening this week? So we've actually got the Hopper change, which if you're not aware, I did post a video a couple of days ago, I think last week maybe, about Hopper changing to having two abilities, a bit like Will and Sea Phantom, funny enough. Whereas you'll have a turret where you can drop either a healing turret or a turret does damage as well, which is an interesting twist. I like that. Again, I've been watching, obviously, Freeze's interviews with Dale, and Dale sort of said to me, do you want to do an interview? I was like, well, you cover most of it in Freeze's. I feel a need to. I don't mind Freeze's doing that. But obviously, I've been watching those and sort of taking some notes on things that Dale has said and things like that. And yeah, it's interesting the way they sort of talk about things in that. If you've not seen it, go and check it out, guys. I don't want to spoil it too much. I'm sort of stalling because I don't want to spoil it. But it's interesting some of the things that were said in those discussions about five-star combined and about the way the game's going forwards and things like that. So go and check that out, guys. It is something good to watch. I've been watching them all. I think he posted the full length version, I think, to members. I think it's a long interview. They generally are. Mine were like 3 hours long, something like that, something mental. It literally was stupidly long. So split up into two, but we split it up into bite-sized pieces for all our members and people watching at a later date and things like that, just to make it a bit more bite-sized, such. And was interesting listening to what sort of Dale was saying. But yeah, I'm still debating whether to do an interview or not at a later date, but it's a bit too soon after Freezes. So yeah, was talking about that. Game wise, like I said, nothing really new, no track wars. Literally, track war today. We literally had our track war today. Had no track war, so no real war replays today. But outside of the game, yes, like I said, so I've got a new toy. So let's see if you can sort of see this. There we go. So Beachcomber was knocked down in price, so I could not turn it down. I've said in the past, firm favourite of mine. I'm hoping he'll come to the game this year. Yeah, I mean, everyone likes the original G1 that I've got. I mean, everyone obviously likes Grimlock, Optimus Prime, Starscream, Megatron, thoughts like that. Obviously, the fan favourites. But sometimes I like some to be a bit different. That's why I picked Sunstreaker, because everyone had Optimus Prime, this Megatron, this, and Omega Supreme even. I was like, I want something a bit different. That's why I chose Sunstreaker. Not in my favourite bot or anything like that, but because I want to do something different. And same with Beachcomber. I like him because he's kind of a sort of cult favourite in a way. If you know Transformers, then you know him. But if you're not a big fan, then you've never heard of him, basically. So, yeah, hoping I can see him sort of come to the game soon. Along with some fan favourites, obviously, like, I don't mean coming to the game, but my personal favourites, I love Grimlock, obviously, I love Devastator. But most of my favourites are in the game now, other than obviously Beachcomber. So I'm hoping Beachcomber comes to the game sooner than later, hopefully this year. Dale showed me there's some G1, some classics, some really good ones coming this year. Hope Beachcomber's one of them. Nightbeat as well. I think Nightbeat's a bit of a fan favourite. People wanting Nightbeat. So yeah, quite a few good bots hopefully coming this year. Some G1 bots. Yeah, cool. But yeah, it's good to have obviously the original G1 Beachcomber and the new version, the bigger version. And I was saying this sort of to the wife that these newer ones look a lot better and actually look like they should do, where the G1 ones were a bit crap. But it's a G1, so you can't sort of dismiss this. Put it to one side. It's still a G1, but the new ones. But yeah, I had a few problems with my car, sadly. But I said RL stuff, RL. But other than, like I said, the news, what we're going to talk about in a minute, nothing much happening in the game too special. But yeah, 5-star batch coming, that's the big news, I think. That's the big one. I've obviously done my prediction last week, so go and check that out. And I think my 5-star community prediction's coming true because of certain reasons, which we'll talk about again shortly, but we'll wait and see. But yeah, in the chat, have a look. Penlanka Sport was a nice interview, but I don't know about what all Dale said compared to what the apes are recently pulling. We'll talk about that, obviously. Autobot Phil, that Beachcomber is great time. That Beachcomber is great time. You're going to enjoy it a lot. I'm debating keeping it in the box. There's certain ones that I just like to keep in the box for a certain reason. I'm debating doing that. I don't know if to take it out or not. But think, guys, do I keep it in the box? Do I take it out? I wanted to take it out and put it in the PC with the G1, so I've got them both in there. And then I can actually change. I've got an LCD display inside the PC as well. So I was going to change that to Beachcomber as well. So I have Beachcomber and Earth Wars in the LCD display and then have both the Beachcombers in the computer. Thought it was pretty cool. But obviously, maintain its value in the box, worth a lot more. It's pretty cool. It's like a collection thing in it to keep it in the box. I don't know. What do you think? Cool. Penny Lancaster, take it out and save the box. That's what I do. Nobody sniffs the air in the box. It's an open box anyway, but I won't keep the box. If I take out the box, I will bin the box. Once it's out of the box, it's out. Because obviously you can tell it's been taken out. It's got wires holding it in and things like that. Anyway, yeah. So either take it out or leave it in. There's no like, keep the box and put it in later. That's it. Cool. Alright, let's have a look at the news anyway. So, Bar Week, Grana, Weep, Ninnibong. It does say Rust and Fire, but I'm pretty sure that was last week's event name. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, Rust and Fire. But this weekend is a 500k Alliance event. Up to 60 Skyrain and Galvatronus combiner crystals. So if you don't have Skyrain or Galvatronus, this is a very good chance to get them. Very cool. Let's take up to 40 premium combat chips, 200,000 combiner spark, 150,000 spark, and some shards as well with 30,000 premium crystals. I always do this. 30 premium crystals, which is 30,000 shards, not 30,000 crystals. But a few people have said that it should be 60 and argued the case. Dale said that was a one-off. People proved otherwise. But you are getting some decent crystals. We're getting 60 Skyrain and Galvatronus crystals, so it's not too bad. And they can change it if they want. It's not the end of the world, but you know, for me, you do set a precedent sometimes of this is what you get in these events. So I don't know. Let's be honest, though. Missing out on 30 prems, not the end of the world. But a good event. I like it. Some crystals. No one can deny crystals. It's a chance for older players to get some more resources. It's a chance for newer players to maybe get a combiner. So I'm all for it. It's a good event. It's 500k. It's nice and easy. Some combiner spark in there. It's stuff that people want. Let's be honest. So yeah, I like the event. It's good. The rewards obviously scattered throughout. You can see there pretty much 10 crystals scattered at certain denominations throughout. So pretty good. Pretty good. No battle zones as always, and then game updates and information. We've got some news on a few things, they say. So this is obviously the big talking point. So they've added new slots and squad slots. New squad slots and a research lab slot as well. So I won't sort of read that out. I will have a chat about this, like I said, after we cover the news and cover a bit more in depth. The 5-star vote, so go and vote, guys. And again, as I always say, don't be swayed by me or don't be swayed by your best friend, whatever. Go and be swayed by the bot you want and go and vote for that, guys, honestly. But remember, if you don't vote, then you don't have a say. So I suggest you all click that link and go and have your vote. Voting closes on Sunday, Monday, so get your votes in. New Sire Pass is a G2 Streetwise and Breakneck, sticking with that combiner G2 theme. Can't help but think that we're going to get G2 skins. For combiners. I can't help but think that. There's something coming around combiners, definitely. And then as always, go and check out your content creators, myself, Freezers Max, NJ Hoist, and Soldier. NJ Hoist does the weekly news, covers a lot about the toys, has a ridiculous collection. Freezers Max, like me, covers the con side. Soldier does all the big releases and really polished and really good videos, so go and check them all out, guys. And then this I'll say this week's, but this next 2 months bi-monthly saga. So we've got a combiner event this week, we've got bot XP, and we've got a prime core event, and then we've got the new combat along with 2005-star combat shards for 50k. And then we've got a few to be announced events after that, and then we've got obviously the new endurance bots 1st to 4th of March. Hoping it's going to be a really good batch. Hoping it's going to be a really good bot, because that is actually my birthday weekend. So yeah, my birthday is that weekend, so I'll be celebrating it. So hopefully I can get maybe a 5-star bot in endurance. Have to wait and see. Depends if it's good though. I've always said that I'm not one of these guys that will go for every endurance. If I know it's good and it has a place in my team, then I will go for it if it works. If not, I'm not too fussed. I'm not one of these really guys that will go for every endurance bot regardless because it saves a pull. I'd rather just save the shards. If I'm honest, I don't really need the shards for anything else. And I've worked it out and I've got about 45k shards currently. So more than enough shards. I don't need to go for the bots really. Even though it's taking a year right now to come through. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. See what comes out. Community Corner, some cool toy postings. Very cool. And then bug fixes and improvements. And I actually noticed this. Air Raid and Slipstream still aren't doing what they should. So I was trying to do something with them, a combo. Something else I thought about, and I was testing it. And I tried it, and I actually hit grind time up with this, but don't tell anyone grind time what it is, secret. I hit grind time, and it's like, have you seen this? This is genius. This is really good. And grind time was like, wow, that's really good. I'm like, yeah, it is. And then, obviously, we didn't use them words, but yeah, you get all the idea. But yeah, grind time was in sort of like, in agreement, so like, it was impressive. Because sometimes I look for a bit of like, do you think it's good like I do? Be like, yeah, it's good. And then I thought, yeah, I'm going to get ready for the stream. I think it was yesterday. I'm ready for the stream. I'm just going to try it one more time and make sure I've got it down. Make sure there's no bugs. And then literally, it did not work. I was like, what's going on? Did the maths. I was like, well, it should work, but it's a bit confusing. I don't know. Hit Day-Loops. I don't think Air Raid is doing as it should. And then obviously this was in the newsletter saying, so it agreed with what I was saying that it's not. So sadly that combo will probably come next week or the week after, hopefully, where I can actually show it. It was really impressive, but can't show it yet, sadly. And hopefully they can fix them quickly. I've always said this and bugs will happen, but this is literally like the third fix now. It's getting a bit silly now. Just fix him, leave him, get him sorted. It's getting beyond the joke now. Let's get it sorted and done. And then the team's next stream will be on the 18th of January. So make sure you go and check that out. They answer a few questions, show all the new content like myself. So yeah, go and check it out. Cool. And that is the weekly news. So let's just see what everyone's been sort of saying. Michael Cooper, I thought like it said buy two. Buy two. And I thought, well, keep one in the box. And I've one to keep. I thought about that, I did. What else? Everyone's sort of talking about obviously the research slot, which again, what we're going to talk about. This week's event is called Terra Firma Titans. Thank you, Grind Time. Wasn't that further down somewhere? I think Terra Firma Titans somewhere. Not there. Yeah, they just missed it off, I think. Cool. Tony B's put, we only get one solid endurance bot a year so far. We got, yeah, pretty much, yeah. But yeah, they were innovative last year, so I'll give them that much. Jason Rowley, Defensor and Bruticus are the only combiners that are completely G2, Wozza. At the minute, yeah. Cool. Just looking. Got the name from the in-game tab. Alright, okay. Cool. Oh yeah. It's actually said it here. Terra Firma Titans. We can see it on my screen. Never mind. Thanks, Grind Time. Cool. Right. Okie dokie. So, the big news this week, to begin with, was the release of a new bundle in the store. Excuse me. I believe they announced this bundle in chat, a Unicron chat, I think it is. So the Unicron chat is like alliance leaders, some high-profile players in the game. I'm not in that chat. I'm obviously in playtest. I'm obviously in the content creator chat, but I'm not in the Unicron chat. So I wasn't unaware of this completely. And they sort of said to these guys, listen, the Sword of Balance is going to be available to buy as a bundle on its own. And I'm not impartial to that idea, I'm honest with you. I don't mind them putting a price tag on something rather than having to do chance. I don't mind them saying, listen, this is how much it's going to cost. That's fine. That's probably better than gacha. There's no chances. There's no bad luck. You're getting what you pay for. And I've always said I don't mind that too much. You know, having a guarantee there. And I believe there was a back and forth about this, and then they were just going to bring it as a price point, and people said, will it be available as a bundle later on? Oh, sorry, in a batch later on. And I believe SpaceX at first said it won't be available in a batch, it would just be available to buy. But then I believe, again, it's what I'm sort of hearing second hand, I believe they were told that then it will be available in a batch. I think after this, all the reaction of everyone in that chat, and they have confirmed that it is going to be in a 5-star batch of weapons. So again, I'm fine with that as well. No problem there. I'm fine with them charging for content, having a guarantee, and I'm fine with it being exclusive to that and then eventually in a batch. No problem at all. Very similar to how Endurance Bot works. Very similar to how most things work in the game. You know, you can get something that at a later date you can get it free to play, or you can get it easier. No problem with that at all. The problem that I have with this is the absolute ridiculous price tag. And when we look into the actual rewards, it was a bit weird. So you got the Sword of Balance 5-star, which is brilliant. Yep, it makes Sentius so much better. And it gives you 4-star Sentius and 4-star Malus. And people said, well, most players don't play cross-faction. So I don't see why they're giving you both 4-star versions. And I think that most players, not all, but most players that are willing to spend £150 or $150 on the game, most of them are high level. So you got to think, who's this bundle being aimed at? So if this bundle is being aimed at the top players, you get 250 Sentius Crystals, the 4-star Sentius, 4-star Malus. 99% of top players have already got Sentius, Malus, and Magnus already. Most players, I'd say 90% of top players don't use Sentius, Magnus, or Malus at all in their war team or in outposts. 90%, that's it. There's some that do. So how desirable is this badge? The only thing that's really desirable in this is the 5-star Sword of Balance. And for $150, it's a bit much. And you've got to think, who is this aimed at? And I can't help think that this is not aimed at all players that are high level. It's not aimed at new players that are free to play. It's aimed at new players that want to spend a lot of money on the game. I feel like they're chasing new whales. But let's be honest, when some of us think back to how much we've spent on the game, it's a ridiculous amount. And I don't think they're going to find many players like that. So for me, I mean, I don't run a game. I run a business, but I don't run a game. So it's hard for me to sort of say this is what they should do. But in my opinion, I would rather get a bit of money off every player sort of in the game right now than get a lot of money off a few players, because we find that people get burnt out with spending and things like that. There's so many players that have spent an absolute fortune on this game that have left and not come back. Lots, and about 10 come to mind before I even start delving into it. Lots. And so I don't think it's sustainable charging £150 for this bundle, basically. You know, like I said, top players, most won't buy it. New players, most won't buy it. You know, they talk about all these new players that are coming in, but I imagine a lot of these new players are free to play. Thereabouts. Yes, there will be some big spenders, like anything, want to catch up. Is it a good catch-up bundle? Getting 4-star Sentius Magnus, 4-star Malus? No. And I even seen some people in the chat saying, for £150, I'd expect the 5-star version. And I think, for 150 quid, I don't think it's stupid to say that. I don't think to get one 5-star bot and to get a 5-star Sword of Balance, I think if you go back 5 years ago, that is super cheap. Whereas nowadays, because the amount of 5-star shards you're getting, It's not. £150 for a combat and a 5-star bot. One 5-star bot is not that bad. They should have simply had it 5-star Sentius, 5-star Sword of Balance, a lot of Spark to level up that Sentius. Basically, they should give you enough resources to get a 5-star Sentius up to max level. Like something like 3 million Spark. Something like that. 3 million Spark, Sword of Balance, 5-star Sentius, £150. And even then, that's a stretch. So, the problem is just massively overvaluing for a 4-star bot. A 4-star bot and a 5-star weapon that's only equipable on that one bot for £150. It's pretty scandalous. And that was the first news this week that came out where people were like, it's a bit of a joke. It's a bit too much. And so fast forward to yesterday. And prior to the news that are coming out, apparently, they spoke in, again, the Unicorn chat and said, listen, we'll think about giving you guys another research slot and some more squad slots. And so everyone was like, yeah, brilliant. Great. No problem with that at all. And I've had a player sort of hit me up and sort of give me a bit of the background. I won't say who, but they give me a bit of background and sort of said that they asked in that chat, how much is it going to be? What are the sort, I believe they were thinking like along the lines of Zen again. The third slot costs 1 million Zen. How much Zen is going to be this time? It's probably going to be a bit more than that because the fourth slot. What's it going to be this time? And then they actually announced how much it was going to cost. And I can't show it because it's not on here. Let me try and get my test account and see if it's on there. Let's see if we can get on this. And if not, I'll load it from something else. I need millions of it now, John. Let's try again. Cool. I can do it. No squad slot for you. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me just take this away a minute. I'm gone. Let me find it. Where is it? Where was it? I'm trying to find it on Discord to put in. Where did they put it? I'm sure they announced it somewhere. Updates. I can just go to newsletter, can't I? I can go into the newsletter. That's what I can do. Cool. There we go. And so they actually announced yesterday how much it's going to cost. I think they were keeping it a bit quiet for a while. And they gave the squad slots to people with a certain combined power. So the 16th slot was 250k power for the 17th slot was for 250k plus, 18th slot for 300k combined power plus, which is okay. But the key part here is they've been putting themselves. The next edition will be the long-awaited research lab slot. We've asked for this for so long in a way, which will be unlockable for 15,000 cyber coins. 15,000. Absolutely scandalous. So I have sort of campaigned around this for quite a while, asking for Space Ape to help new players get through research. I remember talking to Grind Time, talking to a few other players, sort of doing a bit of background, saying like, how many bots have you got to get through research? I think Grind Time said to me at one point, he had something like 100 bots. Now, don't get me wrong, some were level 50, some were level 40, some 30, some 20, some 10, all mixed up. But I'd say on average, I think me and Grindtime sat there and worked his out. And it worked out something like 400 days of research. It would have to have his research lab going absolutely constantly for basically a year, give or take. Because obviously he had 2 slots at the time. They brought out the 3rd slot. It was welcomed. And I thought personally 1 million Zen was a lot. I didn't unlock it because I thought 1 million Zen was a lot for a research slot that I was never going to use. Because I don't have that many bots going through. Most of my bots get to 50 and then I leave them as they are. I don't level more cons. I don't really level new 4-stars, maybe to 50, but that's about it, one at a time. But there are new players that are stagnated because they can't get bots for research. Some of it is down to some resources, which they have help with in events. But a lot of it is because they'll have 2 bots in the slot and then can't get through. Now, granted, you can buy things with other resources to get that slot, but it's really hard to achieve the 1 million Zen for newer players to get that research slot. And so for me, they're sort of forcing people to spend 15,000 coins on a research slot. And it's absolutely ridiculous. It is mental what they are asking for. Mental. 15,000 cyber coins. And I honestly, like, time and time and time again, they do this. And I look back at the last stream, we literally talked about how the 5-star Omega Supreme part was ridiculous and how everything they sort of bring to the game they massively overvalue. And I don't think they understand what stage the game is at. And it sounds to me that they're sort of trying to grab every sort of bit of money they can. And it just makes no sense to me. You know, I play another game and I spend $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 here and there on that game. I actually spend more often, I'd say, on that game than I do on this. I spend a bit more maybe on this. But I'll spend a bit on that because it's only small microtransactions. That's the key word there, microtransactions. And Dale said, yeah, but we have to pay thing and pay that. And I'm not saying do $1 bundles. The $1 bundle was good. Should do that more often. I'm not saying get everything away for $1. What I'm saying is 15,000 cyber coins for something that should be free, which it's not took them any effort to make this, really. It's just another research lab slot. And if they're aiming it at top players, we don't need it. We don't need this research lab slot. Top players don't need it. And they are your biggest spenders. So 15,000 coins for a top player is quite a lot still, but we don't need it. And then your new players that are free to play are not getting this because you can't get cyber coins apart from spending. So free to play players are not getting this. So you're alienating your top players and you're alienating your free to play players. And for me, I said this sort of in one of the chats that if you're a mid-range player and you want this research lab slot and you hear about it coming, you think, oh, I can't wait for this to sort of get through on my research. And they announce it's 15,000 cyber coins, which is like, you know, $40, £40, give or take, £50, something like that. You're thinking, what? This is a money pit at £50 for a research lab slot. And I feel a bit sorry for Dale. Dale's got a lot of the flack. And I say this time and time again, I do feel sorry for Dale. But sadly, it is his job because he's the point of contact. But I think even he realises that it's a bit scandalous what they are charging for some of these things, and it's at the detriment of the game. And I've said for a while that I feel like we'll look back at the game and say it lasted a good long time, lasted probably longer than they would think. It was a good game, probably had too many bugs in it, but a good game. But the problem was that they could have got money out of people a lot easier, but basically rinsed people for so much money to the point where people quit the game. And the people that are still hanging around in the game refuse to spend that much. And I feel like the game is getting to a point where people are spending less and less and less. And it's not because they've got less money. It's not because even that they don't want the content, because people will spend on content that's reasonably valued. If it's a reasonable value, people will spend. But 15,000 cyber coins is scandalous. And I said, if this was 1,000 coins, I'd have bought it already. I'd have bought it yesterday for 1,000 coins. And even that, I think, is a lot. But how many people would have gone and bought out 1,000 coins for £5? $5. I think most people would have gone it. £5 is worth a slot. But when you start going to like $20 for a slot, like $20, and I think Dale tried coming out and justifying it and saying, listen, leveling bots is free to play. It isn't, Dale. I'm sorry, but it isn't. If you want to level a bot, it is impossible free to play, pretty much. So impossible to do it and be competitive anyway. For me, quality of life additions shouldn't be chargeable. It's quality of life. It's to improve the quality of life in the game for everyone to enjoy the game more. Quality of life additions should be minimal cost. You know, it's the bot release that make you the money. It's the combat releases. It's things like that make the money. It's leveling those bots that make the money. Bring out good content in respects to bots and combats. That will make you enough money. The side pass will make you enough money. You don't need research lab slots. And I understand that they're thinking that, oh, but people are going to coin bots less. But I can't remember the last time that I coined a bot out of research. I can't remember it. I might speed a bit of research up for like 50 coins, 100 coins maybe. But I can't remember the last time that I coined a bot. Because now we have the skips. So I don't understand why you bring the skips out, which is going to cause people to spend less money. And it has, no doubt. And then you bring out a research lab slot and try and encourage people to spend 15,000 cybercoins on it. Just absolutely mental. Honestly, I don't know where they're getting these sort of figures from, and I don't think they even understand one bit the stage of what the game's at. Because we've seen this time and time before, that they bring it out and it's 15,000 coins, and Dale will go back to them and go, oh, they're not happy. And they'll go, I'll tell you what, let's make it 10,000. Like it's an olive branch. 10,000 is still ridiculous. If they made it $100 for that Sentius Magnus, Sentius Malus bundle, I'd still be sat here saying this is ridiculous. It's still too much. It's just absolutely crazy what value they put on things. I think, yeah, this is a reasonable value for this. And it's not going to end here either, let's be honest. Everything they bring out, like we talked about the shards, or the week, you know, it's a common denominator here. It was Omega Supreme's part. It's a common denominator that all this new content, they're so scared of breaking the economy because people are spending less maybe, or new spenders are spending, and free-to-play players obviously aren't. I feel like they're cheating it with such, what's the word? Such negativity, of such worry that they're going to break the economy in some way. But a research lab slot is not going to break the economy. If anything, put it at 1,000 coins, you're going to help make some more money out of it. It's just madness for me. Absolute madness. I can't condone this one bit. I've already messaged Dale saying this is ridiculous. I've said it. I've gone in the Discord chat. I said it's ridiculous, and now on my stream saying it's ridiculous. Honestly, I think if you're buying this, then you're a sucker. And I'm sorry to say that, because I'm sure there's people that are watching my stream right now or watching this later on. They've actually bought this and think that's a bit unfair. Honestly, I think you will buy anything, you know, they throw at you. You know, they could throw something new at you and go, this does nothing at all, but you can put it, I don't know, an avatar, $100 avatar that only you can get for spending $100. There are people that do that because they're fine with throwing the money at the game for nothing, getting no value. And that is exactly what this is. It's such low value, considering you get the research lab slots for free to begin with. 1,000,000 Zen you can get free to play over time. Yes, it will take you a while, but you can get it free to play. Whereas Cybercoins, you are not getting 15,000 Cybercoins free to play. This research lab slot is simply, I would like to say pay to win, but you're not going to win with it either. It doesn't give you a massive advantage. And Dale finds that because they give you advantage, that means it should be a monetary value. No, if it gives you an advantage in the game, it should have a monetary value. As in an advantage in it makes wars easier. That should be a monetary value because it makes the game easier. Adding a research lab, I've been campaigning for ages not to add more research lab slots, but to remove research for level 15 below. Remove it completely. And you've got to think, like, from where I am, saying for free, remove all research for level 15 below. They've gone with No, we're going to charge for one more slot, and we're going to charge $50. The disparity between what the players think this is valued at and what they think it's valued at is absolutely light years away. And even if they reduce it down to 5,000 coins, it's still light years away. This should be a free addition to the game at a high cost of a current resource, like Zen. If they made it 2 million Zen, I would have sat here saying it's expensive, but at least it's attainable. It wouldn't be a big issue. And a few players have hit me up and said, Wozza, you're our voice, you can maybe change this. And I do have quite a big voice in the game. I do have a bit of sway with the apes. But I have sat here so many times, guys, about the Omega part, about the shards, about a lot of things in the past. And some things have changed, but not the value on new content. That has not changed at all. And sadly, I think that it's going to be Cybercoins. That's not going to change. They are going to keep it as Cybercoins. They are quite stubborn. They will move on the price point, but they're very stubborn. And yeah, my advice is don't buy it. Don't buy it, because if you are buying it, all you're saying to them is you will buy anything. Literally. So, yeah, literally boycott it, guys. Don't buy it. The Millions M1, yeah, that's fine. But go and tell Space that you're not happy. Send tickets in. Do it in Discord, probably best, rather than flood them with tickets. But go and let them know you're not happy. So Dale can go back to the team and go, listen, look at all this feedback. The chats have been flooded with negative feedback. So much so that if it was me at Space Save, I would be like, wow, we made the wrong choice here, guys. And I don't think they're going to change much on the price. I'm hoping they, well, I was going to say I hope they change it, but even if they do, I'm not buying it. So, don't be a sucker. Don't buy it, guys. Just catching up on the chat, what everyone's putting. Candyman, they just need a 99 bundle with the sword and 750k combats back. I'd get that. I wouldn't. I honestly wouldn't. Not for $99. I've got 2 million combats back now. So 750k is not going to make much difference. Yeah, Penny Lancaster, they get 18th slot. Don't know. Have a check. Candyman, 50k, 15k is no sale. Boycott a 15k research slot. Agreed. Grant said, don't worry, Dale said you get coins through achievements, so you could actually get that new slot for free. Please tell me he didn't say that. Please tell me he did not say that you get 15k of coins for achievements. Unless they're going to add new achievements, they could do that, but I doubt it very much. Penny Lancaster's put, well, I guess they finally figured out the value of coins. Yeah, because people did this is the thing as well. So, we all did a survey a while back as well. And they all come back to me and went, hey, we did a survey and we found out that people really want cybercoins. I was like, really? Wow, I would not have predicted that. And that's being sarcastic, by the way. Of course we want cybercoins. It's the main way you're going to level your bots. The quickest way to level your bots. Are you mad? Like, of course it is. I could have told you that without a survey. You did not need a survey for that. Mike Berg is put, take every achievement for a year to get 15k coins. I don't think you still couldn't. Not even then. I think if you kept every single coin achievement, I still think you're getting maybe 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7,000, something like that. A few thousand anyway. Nowhere near 15k. Yeah. Sovereignty with Phillips put, those who can afford 15k coin slots don't need it. Yeah, the people that can afford it don't need it. And the people that can't afford it need it. That's why it makes no sense at all. DDX76 support. Yeah, is this desperate or just dumb? Who's making these decisions? This is sunsetting behaviour. I don't think it's sunsetting behaviour because they start to give away things more and more and more and more when they start sunsetting. They don't really do cash grabs right at the end. It's the opposite way around of anything. They try and pump some money out of you by giving you really, really, really good content for really, really low prices. So when they start doing $1 bundles for like 50 combiner crystals, then I start getting worried. But it is, I believe, Hyro making decisions because Hyro's in charge of the economy. So it's a Hyro that you want to speak to about it. But it's just, I just feel sorry for Dale because he gets all this stick, and I know that he doesn't agree with this personally, but at the end of the day, he works for a company and he can't be shown really to be too against it. He can sort of say, "Listen, I've gone to the team and said what I can, and that's their decision." He can sort of say that because it's true, but it's ridiculous, and I think a lot of people, I think everyone other than Hyro knows that 15k is ridiculous, but I just don't understand why Hyro still thinks that's credible. Um, yeah, a lot of people saying those who can't afford it, even those that can't afford it don't need it. Well, I don't know about that. Research is still a problem, but yeah. Candyman, I'd rather use my coins to level up Inferno. Yeah. DDX76 has put, I wouldn't even use it, so again, I don't really care. This seems like an over money grab. Overt money grab, sorry. So yeah, and not subtly at all. Candyman, 1,000 coins. Yeah, I'd buy it. I would for 1,000 coins. Yeah. Any more than that? Maybe not. But that just says that I think it's worth 1,000 coins. That's what I think a research lab is worth. And 1,000 coins is $5. And they think it's worth $50. It's 10 times the value of what it's worth at. Ridiculous. Johnny Butler's put 50k Shanix for the 4-star Mega Supreme, says it all, I think. New players can't reach that. Well, they can over time, can't they? But it is scandalously high. It's ridiculous that you struggle to get a Mega Supreme, but then you can get Skyrain and Galvatronus this weekend with them 60 crystals, get most of the bots, a good couple of them anyway, for free by playing the event. It's madness. Penlancaster that the apes need a reality check. These are all the sort of things that we're sort of, we're seeing. Yeah. Candyman, I've seen some people buy the sword bundle and that's fine, but they get way more sales if the price reduced. It's the strangest way to run a business. Yeah, I agree. And you've also got, it's another thing as well, like I mentioned about the saga as well. And so we've got the saga schedule there. Now, I was saying that I plan my business months in advance. So there's a free music festival in the town at the end of May. And we have bands on and things like that. And recently we don't really have music in the bar, but I've started getting bands in the last few years. To try and, join in with the festivities because it's a music sort of festival weekend. And I'm planning that now. I'm planning for May now, and I'm getting everything booked in, all the acts, things like that. Getting all that booked in now. And Space 8 can't even arrange their events for 4 weeks' time. It's madness. And we talked about, we should be getting the endurance bot at the beginning of the saga and working through it. And beginning of the next saga, getting the endurance bot and having 4 or 5 weeks with that bot. Well, 4 weeks. But they can't even do that. We get the bot like a week before and they wonder why it comes out bugged or it comes out wrong or broken or not doing as it should. Because the testers give their opinion. We don't get enough reiterations, enough time to test. We have lives outside the game. We have, we play the game ourselves. Time is a limited resource. So we'll test it on that first day, but we're not going to test every single iteration. All we're doing is balancing it. People think that we sort of look for bugs and things like that. We don't. All we're looking at is it good enough with its current numbers? Is it good enough to chase? That's all playtesters do. We don't look for bugs. We don't decide on anything else other than what it does and how much damage it should do or how much range the bits like that. But they can't even arrange their sagas now. It's madness, honestly. Madness. And I think they're running out of ideas for events. I really do. It's just rinse and repeat the same events. And I said this last year. I think I said this last April. We need new events. We need new wars. It needs a fresh injection. And it's not getting that. It's getting a fresh injection in terms of bots. The bots are testing boundaries, I'd say, and of what bots can do. And I like that. Even though some of the bots didn't work out last year, I like that they're trying new things. I'm fine with that. I get that. What I don't get is their planning, and I never have. It's so poor for me, so poor. I could not run a business like this month by month. I could not run it like this at all. Yeah, Master Ninja's put it was 2 mil Zen on 50 mil energy on an ally. I'd go for it. Yeah, yeah. Penny Lancaster's done a good point there. The point is this fourth slot should have been a thank you from the apes, not a burden. Yeah, it should have been like, listen, this is going to help you in the game. Here you go, guys. Yeah, if you want to give it a resource so it's not just readily available, but I would give it for free. I really would have given it for free. It will help people progress in the game better. It's madness that we stall people. I don't understand it. I don't understand how we stall new players. Why do you want to stall people? To get a quick book out of them? Or do you want people to get that bot to 50 and go, I want to get this to 60 and go and buy a bundle? Honestly, it's madness for me. Madness. Penny Lancaster, how is a research slot worth 10 times what a build bot is worth? Exactly. Think about how important a build bot is. And I even said at the time that I think that, 1,500 coins is alright, but it's still quite expensive, for something you'll get maybe free down the line. But 1.5k you can get with Shanks, I believe. But 1.5k coins is still quite a bit for new players, to spend to have to get a build bot. Can you imagine a research slot costing 10 times what a build bot does? Madness. Mental. Madness. And then Penlancaster's put, you just hit the nail on the head. The apes forget, while this game is a job for them, it isn't for the rest of us. I don't know. Yeah, Mike Burgess put, players like cybercoins? No kidding. That's like saying dogs like to eat. I know. It's crazy that they don't know these things. Yeah, it's absolutely mental. Madness. But hey. Oops, wrong one. Cool. Right, I'm gonna have a look at the 5-star vote now. If we can find it. I'm losing everything today. Where's the 5-star vote come? I thought it was up top somewhere, but it's not. I'll find it. Give me a second. Trying to find the 5-star vote. Is it still there? I've already voted, so I don't think it doesn't go away, does it? Trying to find it. Anyone help me out? Where to find it? So I can't find it. 5-star. There we go. Cool. It's under 5-star batch for some reason. Cool. I thought it was under 5-star vote. Cool. And so next up, we were talking about the 5-star batch. So obviously, in last week's stream, I talked about the 5-star batch coming soon, and that was at the time I didn't even know it was, but I imagine it is start of the year. Normally, the first endurance will get a 5-star batch around then. And I said at the time that because Ruination is probably the best combiner in the game, we'll probably see people voting for Whirl and Sea Phantom to get 5-star Ruination. And we talked a bit about this in playtest. I'm going to talk a bit about what we sort of talked about. But as you can see at the minute, that Whirl and Sea Phantom are leading the way by a considerable amount, with 19% of the total votes for Whirl and Sea Phantom, with Inferno and Random Unicronos in second place with 271 votes and 15%. After that, it's pretty much anyone's game. You've got Slug and Rampage, which has been chosen simply because it's a combiner bot. Again, it will complete a combiner for a lot of people. Then you got Tiger Hawk and Waspinator. Not too sure if people voted for that, but hey, people have voted for that. And then next one will be Cybertron, Jetfire, and Starscream. Again, not too sure why people voted for that, but people have voted for it. But again, the big sort of focus on Whirl and Sea Phantom, and whether that will mean 5-star Ruination. And we sort of touched upon this in places and said, why have you added this bot? We should not have included it. Because this is the way I foresee it now. Is that the apes have no plans on 5-star combiners yet. They've actually said that. They've made no plans, other than you'll probably need all the bots. So what will happen next is, Whirl and Sea Phantom will win the vote. I'm pretty sure of that. And as soon as that vote is announced, people will say, right, okay, are we getting 5-star Ruination now? There's a major flaw with that. And the flaw is that if Ruination is the best 4-star combiner in the game, then what's a 5-star going to do? Where do we go from there? Where do we go from having a combiner that is considered absolutely amazing, and in some respects, some people say it makes wars a lot easier. So a 5-star version of that will just make it ridiculously easy. Personally, if I was Space Ape, I would rather have had a 5-star Volcanicus, or even better, a 5-star Superion, and started with Superion and gone through. But what they've done is they've left the votes in the hands of the players. And that's all well and good. But they've also left it massively open for 5-star Ruination, because they've made 4 bots last year out of that combiner and made them part of the endurance events. And again, the problem with that is that now that only needs 1. There's not many combiners for both sides that only need 1 bot, but Ruination obviously leads that pack. So if we bring out a 5-star Ruination, which is better than the current 4-star, where does that leave Magnaboss? Where does it leave Omega? Where does it leave all the other combiners? It leaves them in the dark. And then people are going to ask, when are you going to buff these old combiners? And so we can't have just one combiner is good in the game and everything else is absolute trash. We're going to have the next phase of HQ 18 and eventually HQ 19, maybe a year and a half down the line, I imagine. They said that every year they're looking for little steps. So phase 3 will come out in 2024, I imagine, somewhere early to midway through the year, I imagine. And I imagine HQ 19 will probably come out at the end of 2026. So 18, 19, 20 months from now. Something around that. Imagine, just guessing, guys. But we can't have where HQ 19 comes out and we've only got Ruination that manages against certain defenses, or even with phase 3. So they'll need to go back and start improving other combiners. And so all of a sudden then you've got more and more work to do. So why not start with Superion, make him a 5-star, make him as powerful as Ruination. I've always said new content should be better than old content. 4-star Ruination should be better than Superion. But a 5-star Superion should be better than Ruination, in essence, because it's new content. 5-star Omega should be better than 4-star Ruination. That's a different conversation, because it is old content and Ruination is new content, so you could argue either way. But a 5-star should be more powerful than a 4-star, sure, and it is in some aspects. So you can argue either way with that. But a 5-star Siege, a 5-star Ruination, or God Neptune should not. A 4-star Ruination or God Neptune should not be stronger than a 5-star Superior, which is maybe new. And that's the way they should have gone with it. They should have made it so all the bots are available for Superior. That's for me how it should have gone. Now, the question you got to ask is, are they going to still go that way? Are they going to have Whirl and Sea Phantom come to the game and then go, okay, because we've got one combiner that has all the parts, will now make all the rest 5 stars in some way, and then make them all 5 stars. Is that an option? They have said that they would make us get all the bots, but will it be a 5 star part in some way where they'll charge for it, like with the Omega 5 star, where it'll be a part that you have and you make that combiner a 5 star? Maybe, but that doesn't fit in with Omega, so I don't know. Bit of a weird one. But the problem they've put themselves into now is having the strongest combiner in the game being asked to be made a 5 star and alienating every other combiner in the game. And so basically it comes to a point where if you don't have Ruination, you are really going to struggle. And there's a fine line between having people, if you have Ruination, it makes it easier, and a fine line between if you have Ruination, you're good, if you don't, you're kind of stuck. And I kind of think that's the way it'll go to if they bring out a 5 star Ruination, because right now he's crazy good, and the only way from crazy good is game breaking. And then if he is game breaking, and that is the only way up from OP, what he is right now, is to increase defense and make it a lot harder for everyone that doesn't have Ruination. So I'm not sure where they're going to go with this. It's going to be intriguing to see where they go with it and decisions they make. I'm at a loss what they're going to actually do, but time will tell. We'll find out Monday what the vote will hold, which I'm pretty sure we'll see Phantom. The questions will start coming out, no doubt, in next week's stream. So I suggest everyone to tune into next week's stream and go and try and find out what is happening with 5 star combiners once Whirl and Sea Phantom win the votes. Stay tuned, guys. What else? Yeah, I've got it now. Cheers, go time. Michael Cooper, this I don't want to fix replays, since they probably charge 200 cybercoins per replay. James Lucis put Rampage Sluggers a smarter choice than Sea Phantom and Whirl. Maybe, yeah. They aren't going to be in a rush to buff the newest and possibly strongest combiner. And Michael Cooper's put Whirl and Sea Phantom is a terrible choice, guys. That 5 star combiner is not going to happen. Scarlet is going to be at least another 3 months, if not longer, until the next batch release. They have said, though, that if they get all the bots, they will make a 5 star combiner. That's what they said in stream last January. And if you watch Freezes Max's interview with Dale, Giannis has been asked about 5 star combiner, and his reply was to Dale that they're not voting for the combiner bots, so it's their own fault. Basically saying that if we want 5 star combiners, we need to vote for 5 star combiner parts. And so once Whirl and Sea Phantom, fill that, then Giannis will consider it. But is he saying he will consider all 5 star combiners or that bot as a 5 star combiner? Because the problem is that there's some bots that have got a lot of parts missing. So, and some bots, obviously, between the disparity between the bot and comp. So, Simon Fernald's put exactly classic combiners need more love first. I agree. James Lucis put unfortunately Devastator and Superior is too far away. If you mean as in quality, don't forget there's been a lot of bots in the past that have been absolutely pretty awful, and we buffed them to make them relevant. Don't forget, if they were made to 5 stars, they go back into testing and will be rebalanced. So I wouldn't worry about that. Yeah, Grind Time's put, I think they need to start releasing 5 star combiners in the order the combiners originally came out. Agreed. And if they did one every 6 months, that's like 3 years of content. Easy. And people would chase that. Unless they charge 15,000 coins for it. Mike Billigs put the apes have to code the 5 star combiners because all the bots are out doesn't mean he just appears. No, they have to code it, yeah, obviously. But it means they're pushed to code it. That's the point I'm making. And they will probably release a part that costs 20k 5 star shards to upgrade it. If they did, I think that's expensive. But I don't think too expensive. So maybe, I think that they would put it a lot higher than that, like 50k. And everyone will go, 50k was it? Are you mental? Yeah, sadly, that's why I'm saying 50k, because I'm not mental, but I know what they think. So, yeah. Madness. Penn Lancaster Dale said that Omega is getting more levels. That won't help though. A level 30 Omega will still not be better than Ruination, I don't think. Penn Lancaster sounds like a fire stack combiner will have high levels with an extra ability. Yeah, but extra ability will make it a lot easier because that would be the most powerful ability, I think. So, yeah. Candyman, Bruticus, Devastator, and Menasor should all be reworked. I barely use either of them or any of them anymore. Yeah, same. Agree. Yeah, Penn Lancaster's but Wozza says backdooring doesn't count in Prime League hard mode if you use Ruination. Doesn't. He's that good. The world see Phantom Vault means nothing will be happening. I disagree. They literally said they get all the bots from a combiner, then they will look at it. So, for transport, just got on from work. What did I miss? Can we start over? Just rewind the stream. You can go and start from the start. Just means you're not tuning in live, sadly. Predator King and Bruticus should be done first, as both missing one each. I'm trying to think. Yeah, well, Max is missing one, and so is Volcanicus. So yeah, they could do really, yeah. But you'd think they'd go back and do Superion first, wouldn't you? And then go through Superion and Devastator and then Bruticus, not Max, and like Grand Types, they go through their release dates and go through that way. So yeah. Yeah. Don't know what they're gonna do. Absolutely mental. But hey, cool. Right, let's go into a replay then. Let me just find this replay, guys. Give me a second. I think it's in here, I think. Working on it. Sort by day. Yeah, it's there, I think, in it. Cool. And of course, it doesn't show it. There. Cool. Cool. Playing. Alright, cool. That was weird. Cool. So last week I sort of went through how you would attack the level 24-star Arc or Nemesis Titan, mainly aiming at new players. And I sort of said at the time that I'm not sure what level will be able to beat that level 24-star Titan. But obviously, as soon as I could do that, I would let you guys know. And so the catch-up bundles, the first one came out a few weeks ago. Bought that to try and get him ahead of the curve because I really do think this is going to be the best Titan in the game. I really do think that. And then the second catch-up bundle was posted earlier this week, I believe on Tuesday or Wednesday. I think Tuesday. And so I leveled my Arc up to level 12. And I have enough spark from 13, but I thought I want to try it at 12 first. And if I can't do it with level 12 and get nowhere near, then I'll try 13. And I literally got it on first attempt. And no doubt, listen, it was close. But if you go back to when it was Scorponok and Fort Max, very similar. It was very, very close. At a certain level, and as you upgraded, obviously it got easier and easier. So use the same premise, what I used with every other Titan Assault before. But I probably even found this a bit easier and a bit lower level. I think I did it around 14 against Opmax and Scorponok with obviously with Opmax or Scorponok attacking obviously the alternative Titan. But did it with level 12. So I want to show you guys sort of how I did that, and I'll go through my setup of my Titan as well. So as I sort of said in the last replay, you're pressing around the bottom section just to try and sort of get him as far back as possible. See them edging up, edging up. And you see, look, He's right off the map. He's so far back that it's, almost off the map. This is how far you got to get him back, as far as possible. And so you can see there, use the rocket ability first, then use the fist ability next, do some damage, and then use the acid ability. Now the key point of this is, what I've done is I've loaded my arc up with fire abilities because it goes with the acid and does more damage, I presume. All I know is that the way I've set it up, with the thought in my head how it would work, has worked. You're welcome to try other ways without the acid and fire, but I feel like it worked better anyway. Before I had the fire ability at level 12 to put on him, I left like a third of health. Someone said like they got to the S on Nemesis, so quite a bit away. But when I put this fire ability on and went up one more level, it seemed to go up like a quarter more damage overall the battle. So you see there, it's quite even at this point. And at this point I was like, I might do this. I might just not. It's going to be a close one. This was like, right, I really need to concentrate. And you can see there, as soon as the emblems are coming up, I'm using them as fast as I can. I want to limit that time between using them. So don't rush, don't fast forward it, guys. You see there, look, use it as quick as you can. Literally just spamming these abilities as soon as it comes up. So at this point here, you can see, again, very close, using the rocket ability. And at this point now, I think I'm actually losing. I'm actually behind maybe slightly. But again, it's this acid ability that seems to do the huge amount of damage. If you watch his health now, the acid ability comes on, then the fire passive, whatever you want to call it, seems to do there. Look, you can see a lot of damage comes from that acid and fire, I feel. And I feel like that really got me the edge. At this point now, I'm thinking, I might actually win this. This is really close. And you see there, I just beat him, and then just about beat him. And you can see there, I took a few screenshots for my alliance. Never mind. And you see there, I took a few screenshots just to show that it is possible, guys. It really is possible. Took a few screenshots just to say, listen, I've done it. Honestly, I have. Looking at my setup, so this is how I sort of set him up. Ignore that 5-star. I wish he had the 5-star ability. It's just a bit of a bug. But abilities. So I think that, like I said, a lot of these, I don't know, you can interchange them. But for me, I don't know. The big one was the. Hang on, back onto the arc. The big one for me, actually, is the inspire ability after he dies, I think. After defeating the Titan. It was this one here. Maybe not. I just feel like, I don't know. It just seems to do more damage. Hang on. This is my test account, that's why. Try again. No, then I was like, that's not how I set him up. That was really strange. Let's try again, guys. Apologies. Close these windows down. Oh, I've been attacked. I've got this. Oh, thanks, mate. Nice replay. Let's try again. And so I've had a few people saying to me like, oh, that was on the test server. Just to prove it. There you go. Live account. Live account. Live account. So my setup for my Titan. So again, you can see I've gone with fire. I've put as much fire in him as possible, along with that acid attack. So we've got acid there, dealing obviously acid, and that's damage surrounding enemies, but just basically acid. And you can see there I've given him the range damage increase. Want to keep him back as much as possible, which so does more damage. I've given him the melting beam, which does 1,854 fire damage to a single ground target over 5 seconds. And I think personally that was the difference. I felt like that was the big one. Having that do damage with the acid. Before that, I did have the attack ability where it fired 8 beams, but I felt like maybe not all 8 beams were actually hitting the one Titan, and so doing less. And I felt like the fire beam did a lot more. Obviously, we've got 30% damage reduction from melee damage, so when you do get close, reduces that damage down. And then we find they've got a fire beam that hits target 3 times every 12 seconds. So as it goes around every 12 seconds, and then these are just obviously range increase and reduction in damage. So I feel like this is the setup of the minute to do really well. Level 12 Arc or Nemesis with this setup does really well against the 4-star level 20 Titan. Go and try it, guys. I hope it works for you. If it does, hit me up and say, you know, yeah, Wozza works for me. If you go and do it and you do better than me, where your Titan actually survives, let me know what setup you had. I can show it in stream and say, listen, this is maybe even a better setup. I could try it myself next week and I'll let you know if it works better or not. Maybe give some kudos. So go and try some variations, but I would definitely suggest trying the fire and acid together. Seems to work really well, guys. Good luck beating that Titan. Pinlankas, but they don't even give out codes anymore. They did, but I don't know. I think they broke or something. I'd be surprised. Cool. Still talking combiners. Okay, and now I've done my video. I'm literally going to upgrade him now. Like I said, I'm going to upgrade the next level to get to level 13. Cool. And another weekend, I will finish that Titan Assault off. Yeah, can't select it now, but never mind. But cool. So anyone else beating that Titan at level 12? Anyone giving it a go? Let me know in the chat. Where are we up to with war? Should we do a war attack? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this base. Okay, quite a popular base this. And so how it sort of operates is we have the Vector at the front of the MDS. And that tends to cause some problems. Has a laser setting, so it hits a lot of the gunners. So you need to make sure you got plenty of tanks at the front, so it doesn't hit your gunners. But how I sort of attack this normally, there's no FFD. There's no FFD, which is probably a poor decision on their part. 2 anti-healing billbots, 2 healing billbots. But I'm personally going to destroy this whole section with Brainstorm and Roadbuster. So that'll take that out. I might have to go from this side and then take the rest out with 6-gun and then take the rest out with Ruination. So the idea is to walk in this beginning section. These are the main worry. Take them out some way. Should I take tracks? I don't know actually. But yeah, that's the main worry. Get this popped. Combine art, so I need to put tracks maybe to the right a bit more. Just so, not tracks, put rug to the right a bit more. So you can pop this combiner, you can pop that. Might not actually pop that, so I might use Blaster's minions. Actually, might put Blaster's minions down at the start, but I'm pretty sure the laser ignores Blaster's minions from what I found, which is a bit weird one. But I'm pretty sure it does. We can take this middle section out, like I said, and then we can take this section out with Ruination and maybe even some of the billbots, etc., etc. And then we can just use pipes to pop the final 2 outposts. So the clever thing about this outpost is because you want to clear this whole section, all this here, because you want to clear all this, there's nothing for you to cling onto with your pipes, and so you're looking to try and get to these resource buildings. By the time you're in range, it can just sort of kill your bots, so you got to be careful. So but I believe that I've actually got a list of where all the bots are. I believe it is Computron, which makes it easier as well. Computron's a lot easier than Galvatronus and Skyrain on defense. So yeah, let's give it a go with yeah, team. So general team, don't need Warpath in this one, so I'm going to take him out. That's my general team that I use for every single base, and I just add in extra. So we're going to add in Blaster. Like I said, I'm going to add in Blaster there. And then, yeah, I'm going to add in Roadbuster towards... Actually, no, I'm going to put Roadbuster in there. Roadbuster in there. I have to put them in order that I'm going to use them, so... Sea Spray to clear an area, and then we're going to use Brainstorm and Roadbuster, and then I'm going to use Six Gun, and then we're going to use Ruination when we go a bit further up the base. Cool, let's give it a go. People laugh at how much I said plan these attacks, but I had to do. Let's check this FFD. Yeah, no, cool. Use Blaster's minions as hopefully a decoy. That's pretty good. I can put it to the side there like that. Cool. And then we can help that damage by going through there like that. And don't forget that Ruination, I believe, I'm pretty sure, yeah, adds ability damage. So we can take it all out afterwards. Let's put Ruination down. Clear this side section. Or this section here I want to take out. Ability again. This section out there. There we go. Then we can go there like that. We can drop a healing from. In fact, I don't think we need it. We can just slow down this whole area here. Yeah, let's put a heal on there to make sure. Keep them all healed. Try and finish all our bots. And now it's pretty much done and dusted now. We can just literally just fast forward now. And done. Cool. Easy. I find that base quite easy. If I'm honest, it's the split bases I find hard. Some other people find that base quite hard, but I think that if you just think in your head, you're not going to kill that Vector Core Prime at the front. Don't try. Don't waste ability points on it. Just walk through the base slowly but surely, and concentrate on taking that middle cluster out and the surrounding bits with your combiner. I think you'll be fine with that base, guys, honestly. And I hope that helps you in your war attacks. Cool. And that is it for this week, guys. So a big thank you to everyone for tuning in. As always, huge shout out to my members for obviously supporting me to keep creating content for the game. Much appreciated. And even thank you to all my subscribers. So I'm trying to hit maybe 8,000 subscribers this year. A bit of a tall ask. But yeah, that's the sort of aim, to try and hit 8,000. We should get around 7.5, I reckon. Naturally, maybe get about yeah, I reckon. But trying to reach that 8K with a bit of a push. But yeah, some obviously big plans for content. Some content with tech soon. We may do some content with Dale eventually. I'm not too sure. And then obviously we've got a bit. I need to talk about Grind Time. I mentioned it last week and I haven't talked about it. Talk to Grind Time, get him on the stream, and have a bit of fun. And yeah, obviously the best place for all your Transformers Earth Wars news. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the stream. Hope you enjoy the videos, guys. Enjoy the content. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week, guys. And peace out.